I'm going to go ahead and start on the Diamond Coast map, which is the one that I was just demoing over there, because it is really nice and flat, big area to work in. And we might still go and create sort of a basic starter town that doesn't really use these new traffic techniques, because we have a limited set of roads to work with. And we just have to get things going and not overspend. We need a name for the city. Guys, let me know. What should this city be called? Yeah, don't unlock cemeteries equals immortal population. But cemeteries are one of the first things that unlock, so it would be a pretty small thing. We need a name. Quillville? Well, my Let's Play on YouTube is Quillopolis, so I don't think Quillville is a good one to go. Huntington. Ooh, Stockholm. It's not going to look anything like Stockholm. Cookie? I like Cookie. I could just grab a random subscriber and name the city after that. Last city was Los Brussels, and my Let's Play is Quillopolis. New Helsinki? Alright. New Helsinki. Because, since I'm super good at geography, and I always confirm my shit because I'm never confident on anything, Helsinki is the capital of Finland, which is where Colossal Order, the creators of this game, are. So there you go. Diamond Coast is going to be called New Helsinki. I'm sorry I missed whoever suggested it, but congratulations. That was a great idea. Sorry, Essentia. The chat spam will slow down relatively soon. So, the only thing we can build right now is a simple 2-lane road until we can do a connection. So we're going to start off by creating that. We might not keep it, might delete it right away. We've got 4 lanes unlocked. We actually have 6 lanes unlocked. I didn't realize we started with the 6 lanes being unlocked, which is pretty good. They're very expensive to put down, though. It's 80 per cell as opposed to 40 per cell. Actually, they're only twice the price. That's not bad. Now, what I think I'm going to do is not do the thing that I've done the last few times, which is... so do we have the roundabouts? Small. Why isn't the large roundabout unlocked? Oh, because it's the large roundabout is actually made with highways, which we can't build right now, which is a shame. Right, because a roundabout with the 6-lane road wouldn't work because you would get intersections at every in-out spot. So that's why you can't make roundabouts with the 6-lane roads. You have to use something... Wait, is it made with highways? The middle ring on this is a highway. That's it. Okay. And then it's got 6-lane roads that come in and out. But the middle ring of the large roundabout is a highway so that you don't get intersections. So until we get the highways unlocked, we can't make the large roundabout. You just start with 70 grand. So you start with 10 times as much when you have everything unlocked. But then you also have to build everything like super, super fast. That's really interesting. Let's go. Oh, this is going to be expensive. We might actually bankrupt ourselves. But what if I just built like a big square using the 6-lane? Would that be crazy? I think that's probably crazy. All right, let's not overkill this. Let's start a little starter town, get our population going up, and then move on from there. One of the things I want to do is keep the industrial area a little isolated from the rest, just because of the pollution. It'd be nice to be able to just extend the highway out here, but you know what? At this point, let's just pull out a one-way, and then pull one back the other way. And we'll try to avoid building right at the entrance over here. But again, if I can avoid any sort of intersections here, and just sort of go out this way, and this is going to be where we'll build our little industrial area. Like that. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do this, and then we can connect again over here. Again, no intersections. And what should happen is all the stupid industrial stuff that goes in and out of the city, which is what kills our performance and our traffic, will flow in and out from here. Whereas all our workers will go over here. Also, any goods that are trying to get to a commercial zone from here will flow through this bit, which is pretty good. and then back on this thing. And then, I don't know, I'll build on the other side of the road. Maybe a little further. Just maybe I'll do another kind of structure like this. But I'm going to make sure to leave a bunch of space here. So we'll start something like this. Enough so that the pollution doesn't reach from one to the other. Like this. See, I'm a little leery about these intersections. That should be okay. We'll give this a try. What could possibly go wrong? So I'm going to use, last city used a lot of curves everywhere because I was trying to break out of grids. And I still don't want to make like a horribly ugly 100% grid town, but this is more space efficient. And so I'm going to try to use that a little bit more. So you can see our zones don't quite line up to exactly the same size, but that's okay. I mean, I can always decide to move it, put the road over here if we wanted complete symmetry. It's gonna sort of kind of annoy me if I didn't do that. Okay, we've got that. Next thing we gotta do, oh, and this is the one issue on this map here, is the water flow is pretty minimal. It's technically flowing down from the top. There's a little bit of pressure because this is the only place we've got water. So what we have to do is hope that our sewage right here does not affect our input valve right over here. So we need that. We're gonna need some power in a second as well. Let's go ahead and run the water down here. We'll cover sort of this area. Build the dam anyway. Well, we can have a dam at some point. A, dam's not unlocked yet, and B, building a dam right there would be quite poor. Okay, we've got that covered. We need a little bit of power. Our options are coal and wind. Let's see if we've got... Oh, we do have good wind. Right over here, and far from our town, so the noise from the wind turbines won't bother anyone. So looking for the 8 megawatts right over here. Now, there's a bit of a glitch if you technically build too close to the border in the build that I'm playing with. You can't click on the windmill. So or wind turbine, I should say. It's not milling anything. Let me bring this down. Oh, that's expensive. We're going to wait to see where our first buildings pop up before we finish that. So now that I've done that... Oh, okay, it's far enough from the border that I can click on it. If it was, like, overlapping this dotted line, I wouldn't be able to actually click on this windmill until I, purchase the area next door. These places are complaining, but they're actually connected, so it's fine. I guess it is technically a dead end over there, which is the problem. Hey, maybe I should zone. I'm like, why aren't people coming in? Why am I just losing money? Maybe I should zone some areas. You think that would help? Let's do that and that. Let's get some... Here's what I'm going to do. Goods have to be dropped off at commercial areas, which means they get serviced by trucks a little bit more frequently than some of the other things. I'm going to put the commercial zone here. That way, because if I put it here, for example, on the outside, it would encourage trucks to come in here and then stop there and maybe block some of my traffic. So I'm actually going to... I don't want residential over there at all. Let me use a little marquee tool over here. And I'm actually try to avoid residential being right at the entrance of anything. So we're losing a little bit of space in a sense, but that's also a great place for us to put our services. Something like that. The advantage of this too is now our services, if they go here or something like that to service a house, then they got to make a big U-turn. So I think that's going to be a fine start for us. We'll probably want more housing. We probably are a little high on industrial. We'll see how it goes. It is asking already about some extra housing zones. What I could do maybe is actually go and make another block just like this on the other side. So we go up by one, like that, and then I don't know how long this was. I guess I can find out by making a little kind of a dummy road. So it's 5 units. 4, 5, and then down by 2, and then connect back over here. And then, oh yeah, and then we split this in half, like so. And we'll do the same thing. We'll have one commercial zone, and then some residential. And let's switch to the marquee tool over here. Like that. All right. Obviously, we'll need the water to go to the other side. Do I want to save a little bit of money? No, let's get the water going right away. And then the big question mark will be, are people going to build in a convenient place for the power? Apparently so. Look at that. Bam. We'll definitely need some power going to the other zone. This is a nice little corner for it. Hopefully, the industrial buildings show up there. Showed up over there. We might run a little cable over there for now, and then delete it later on. But we'll cross our fingers. Maybe it'll work out. Yeah, Pharynx. Oh, you're sad about the last disasters. You know, it's funny. What people consider to be important really varies. Like, I never cared for the disasters. Like, why would I want to destroy the city? I mean, maybe it's something you did, like, once every now and again, kind of for the lulz. But then it was like, no, that was never a big deal to me. But to others, it was, it was of massive importance. They were like, what do you mean there's no disasters in this game? I was like, huh, how odd. So sewage is backing up right now. There we go. But that will be fixed. There we go. No more sewage complaints. It'll be nice to get rid of these extra power lines later on because they do cost a little bit of upkeep. If we check our budget right now, our power expenses is... Why does it go up? Oh, because it averages over the day. So 186, and 80 of that comes from the wind turbine. So 100 of our expenses per week are currently going towards our just our power lines and maintaining them. They're pricey. All right, people are coming in. Very nice. We're on speed 3. Lovely. Won't take long to reach our next milestone. We will need to run power across the way here, but I'm just hoping that they will settle here first, because this was the area that was zoned first. So we should generally be okay. Now, one thing we may want to end up doing is turn these into one-ways. So make this a one-way in and make this a one-way out, because especially here, any traffic that is trying to flow out might sort of screw up the flow a little bit. But we're not going to have to worry about that now. And later on, hopefully, we'll have something else. So again, this is our little starter area, in a sense. I think we need more actual power. Yes, we do. To try to make a little bit of money so that we can expand the rest later on. So 8 megawatts right there. More power! Or I could have done a Jeremy Clarkson. Power! That's what he says, right? Power! Poopgate. Yes, Poopgate. It's been resolved. Well, you may use water towers instead of the water pump. Oh, that's true. That's true. Especially early on, we have way more. The water tower would have been way cheaper. You still need a sewage outflow right away. I think if I go and drop this by half... Yeah. So, by dropping it... Hey! We're a little hamlet. We've got schools and clinics and landfills. Oh, yeah, so now people will start producing garbage. By dropping it in half... Because normally, these do a flow of 120,000 cubic meters per week. By dropping the maintenance in half, we actually get our efficiency quartered, which is bad. So we're only making 30. But that's still twice as much as what we need, so we may as well save a few bucks. Now, the interesting question with the structure we've got here is building these schools. Because when I was doing those tests, right, last night, I was coming up with these cool structures for the cities to keep the traffic down to a minimum. The actual problem were the services, because when you put it down, you can see the range that it can impact. Well, if you don't have a good way to flow things around and around and around, you end up in a place where the services can't really reach everything in a reasonable manner. So if we do this, we technically get coverage all the way to the end, although not necessarily ideal, but none over here. So no matter kind of what I do, one school is only going to kind of cover one side. However, if I go and expand this with another block, almost certainly the school will still reach. Now, I probably don't want to put the school in the middle. Most likely, I want to put it at one of these ends, because it'll be in a much better place to service everything. And since schools, I don't think will get as much traffic as some of the other things. Sometimes they will get ambulances. I think it's perfectly safe to put right here. And I think if I build another block over here, it'll be serviced really well by the school. So we'll go ahead and drop that down. We are going to want a landfill. The landfill range is crazy high. So the only thing you can't get is that little dead end over there, for example. So the landfill, ideally, you put somewhere that is away from your housing so that you don't pollute everything. On the other hand, even though it can technically reach over here, it's still taking slightly longer to do. Why don't I put the landfill in here, which will minimize some of the driving distances to different places. Still shouldn't pollute any of my actual housing places, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, replacing these landfills with incinerators is like a massive, massive priority. That's one of the other nice things about the unlocks. But I mean, I guess that's part of the difficulties. You have to deal with these landfills that will fill up for a while. Also got healthcare. So we'll build the hospital right over here, the same logic. Now note, the healthcare does actually want to reach this stuff as well, though. Going here doesn't help me reach the industrial area, though. So ultimately, we will probably want to. For now, I'm going to go and put it over here. We'll service the residential area decently. If people die in the industrial area, well, right now there's not too much traffic. There's not too many distances. Simply doing something like connecting these areas together would also help the services flow a lot more. And honestly, it might be no problem at all for me to do this. The actual amount of traffic that will flow here will be pretty minimal, actually. Because, again, most of it will be trucks coming in and out of the industrial area here. There's also the trucks that are trying to service the commercial areas. So there might be some flow over here, but some of it is just as likely to go this way. So I think we'll probably be all right. Demand is relatively flat, which is good. Oh, we do have some houses across the way now. So we'll make sure, and by not having any buildings in the middle, I'm going to be forced to run these electrical cables. But that's not too bad. I'm going to go for a little bit of symmetry here. And then we'll delete that other one later on. Once we get some services over here, we'll be able to extend a little bit of something. Also, if the water tower do need any power, maybe putting a water tower in the middle of this lane would actually give us another way to connect things. I don't know how efficient it is cost-wise, but there we go. Water situation is starting to get a little bit low, and we are getting more houses, so I'm going to pump it up to like around 75%. Probably making way too much power as well. Oh, no, we're getting a little shy on power, but I don't actually have enough money for it. We are making funds. We just need to wait another tick over here. We'll get to 6,000, and then we'll have enough to plop down this other thing. Come on. Bam. So I'm aiming for an 8 megawatt spot, if at all possible. Ooh, we might be out of those. Now, 7 is not bad. It's still relatively cost efficient. Oh, there's some 8 spots over here. So what I'd like to do is get it within range of the cable. There we go. It looks like right around here. So this way, it will be connected to the grid. There we go. We got some power again. You can see the pollution hitting here. Everything's happening very nicely. Require additional pylons. That's true. Except I play Zerg. So I've got my creep going on over here. Hey, we're Worthy Village. We can unlock a new area. We've got districts. More importantly, fire and police departments have been unlocked, which means we have to place those down right away. Luckily, we get that little cash reward, which allows us to basically do that. The coverage on police, this is the fire one. It's pretty good. Doesn't cover everything because we are a little spaced out. I think I'm going to keep making a little sort of services block here. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because... Here, I'll do this. It's because I want to put a park there. Oh, I don't have enough money for a police station. I think fire is probably the first priority. I think that's fine. So yeah, every now and again there'll be someone who pulls in and out over here, but it's not going to be that much. Every now and again there'll be an ambulance servicing one of these places. That'll screw things up a wee bit, but not really be a tremendous problem. Okay, we've got that. What was I about to do? Parks! Oh, which I haven't unlocked yet, so that's fine. We have unlocked the level 1s of these, though, so we might want to put some of those down. They act somewhat like parks, I think. Mm-hmm. Hey, Demon Axe here. I think from now on we should follow May 4th, May the 4th be with you, with Spocco de Mayo. May 5th, which I guess is because of this. That makes sense. I like that. Oh, power. So we might want to go, well, it's a bigger investment, but a coal power plant is cheaper up front. The maintenance is higher, though. We're making good money. Just have to wait for another little tick. We'll put down some more power and then probably keep growing. It's a little, you know, it's sort of a basic layout. Not necessarily very inspired, but, you know, functional. We got that going for us. So we'll be dropping another 8 megawatt right over here. We got enough money for it now? Yes, we do. Bam. Keep that coming. How's the water situation? Still high. We probably could have trimmed the water budget a little bit, but at this point, it's you know, a matter of pennies. Doesn't really make much of a difference one way or another. No coal. Power policy. Hello, Green Ethan. Can you do specialized industry? Yes, we can. We can check our... We've got good areas for forestry here and here. We don't have any ore or oil underneath our starting area. If we go over here, this is all oil down here. We had a little bit of fertile areas. Not, you know, tremendously fertile. Probably won't do any farming this time. What's nice about farming is it doesn't do any pollution. I don't believe the forestry industry does pollution either. You can see here we actually have a choice between oil and forest. Oil, you have to get, I think, to 10,000 people to unlock. So we could go and build a little foresting area over here. That might be a good thing to do. Right now, how's our demand? Mostly residential demand. So what I'm going to do is, as discussed, I'm going to extend this block by one more chunk over here. And just residential that place up. Definitely don't want any housing on the dead end. But I think we can probably afford to do this. Very little traffic will flow this way other than local traffic. Also, if anyone gets serviced on the side, it'll be the lane sort of leaving town, which I think is going to be manageable. Let's go and run it up like this, and then like that. Yes, I know we've got fancy buildings, but no money. How's the power? Power is dropping. Oh, hey, next level. This unlocks high school and, you know, some extra policies and decorations, which means we can put down parks. And parks are actually relatively cheap to both build and maintain, which makes me very, very happy. So what I'm going to do is see if we can put down... Isn't there one that, like, fits perfectly here? No, it's a little too wide. Ah, there we go. Perfect fit. Now, the area it's going to impact is relatively large. Bigger than what we've got now. But we are going to grow. Maybe it's overkill right now. Little plaza over here. Something like that. I don't know if it really matters. You know what? I like the fact that it fills up all the space over here. It's fine. How much does that cost us? It's only 1,000. Upkeep is $8 a week. That's nothing. Nothing. Let's go and put one down over here too, because we are going to expand this block later on. Now, they still haven't gotten to, like, the dark blue accessibility, so we're going to want, you know, maybe another plaza over here. And why don't we put one over here? It'll replace that power line, but it actually won't break the connection, or will it? Oh, apparently it sent this back a little too far. There we go. And how does that look? There we go. They may want one more park over here. Which one's the little one? This one here. There we are. Fast forward. Whoa! Oh, the power blipped out for a second there. But now it's back. Excellent. We'll get some housing upgrades. And that'll be good enough for now. Power is okay. Water is okay. We will need more power relatively soon. We've got the money for it. We unlocked the high school. I'm not sure if we're going to rush up to that. We could use another school, especially since we don't get perfect coverage with the current one. I'm going to go ahead and build another elementary school on the other side over here. That way we'll get better coverage in this neighborhood, plus just higher capacity. We're going to try to get everyone to that first level of education. Right now, we don't have very many buildings, if any at all, that require any educated people whatsoever. See, these low commercial, at least at level 1, only need uneducated. The industrial only need uneducated. Again, basic industrial only needs that, and at least at level 1. We will want to pump them up at some point, but for now we're okay. Alright, we still have a lot of residential demand, so let's go ahead and expand this block over here. And actually, I'm going to do the other side at the same time. And we're just going to start plopping down more residential. Everyone wants to come to my town. And why not? It's awesome. We can even put some residential over here. I don't want to get too close to the industrial area or they'll start to get sick. But I could counter it with a small park with trees. That's not the one I want. This one here. Oh, hold on. Let me pause. Bulldoze that line. Don't worry, it'll get reconnected. This here. I'm going to build just a few parks right on that corner. And then I will go ahead and fill this in with residential. Except not all of it. Something like that. The park should help to counter things. Does the power really not reach? Seriously? Oh, no, it reaches through here. We don't even need this power line anymore. It makes the jump. So we can lower our maintenance, which is good. Alright, and again, we'll let things build kind of slowly. Oh, I think we need more power. Yes, we do. Oh, we don't have enough money for it. But we're making good money, so let's just wait a second. We'll get enough power soon. Don't freak out, you guys. It's gonna be fine. My citizens are all freaking out. Come on, kids, let's go to the park by the industrial buildings. Yeah. I don't know if they spend more time there, if they might get sick. It's a possibility. Oh yeah, health is the heart. So, parks don't have a health rating, so I think it's okay. The houses are all really good. Except, of course, there's still plenty of them that are complaining about the lack of power. There we are. Now, I wonder, on this map, is there anywhere where we'd be able to build a dam? Can't pan around in this mode. It will zoom out if we picked up some more stuff. It looks like there's pretty strong water flow up here. I'm betting if we... I wonder if we go to free mode, if we can go everywhere. Not exactly. But I'm wondering if we built a dam right up here. I'm not sure there's enough water flow. It's kind of flat there, but here it goes from a high area down to a lower area. So a dam here would probably work really well. That's what I'm thinking. But it'll take us a while before we get there. Water. It's not too bad, but obviously it is time for us to go to 100% efficiency on our water. Most efficient number there is. Oh, look at this. Right over here. So our businesses, our commercial areas have actually leveled up to 2. But now they don't have enough educated workers around. So they actually might get into a problem where they've leveled up and then they will become abandoned. Because they don't have the educated workers. Now, we do have... we're in Boomtown. We can buy another area or specialization, recycling, recreational use. And now we've unlocked highways, which gives us the ability to do a lot more different connections. Advanced wind turbines may be very handy. Cemetery. Okay, I have to remember to build the cemetery right away, because it's just unlocked. And I will try to build... That would be terrible because of the one-wayness. This works, though. And I don't think it's going to interfere with traffic too much. Boom. Cemetery. Oh, everyone's happy. Do we... Oh, we're lacking water, so we have enough, but it's not covering. I think it's... There we go. Yeah, a definite education problem. So they just want educated, not well-educated. And educated people can come out of elementary school, so it's just a question of more people have to go to school. They will get there. We will upgrade. We actually made our town too nice, too fast. Not enough slums. That's the problem. I wonder if I should just extend this block out like this. Exactly the same shape sort of repeated over there. Would that make these lines too long? Would there be too much traffic on them? I'm not sure there would be. Still low-density housing. It's probably okay. Also has the advantage of eliminating more of these electrical pylons so that we can save some upkeep. We'll have to be a little leery of getting too close to the wind turbine just because of the noise, although it's not really all that bad. Right now, we're mostly looking for more industrial, so let's go ahead and do that. I will start an industrial area on the other side, although you can see our residential is awfully close. Awfully close. So I think what we're going to want to do is not build here and actually probably end up with a bunch more parks as well. Just to try to keep that pollution there, because the pollution will make people unhealthy, which puts a lot of strain on our health system. Oh, I guess there's supposed to be a road connection here-ish. And what I want to avoid doing is having anything here, because that's going to be for services and also to keep traffic a little bit more reasonable. There we go. Power may flow. Actually, it might not be able to make that jump. Let's put a park there right away. It's a small park, but it's too big. Yeah, no matter what, it's sort of gonna cut into one of my buildings, but I guess that's fine. Bam. It'll generally make people happier. Maybe I'll just dezone this area. I can put in some commercial there instead. Actually, that's probably the right thing to do. I'll dezone this residential area. I might actually leave it completely dezoned for now. We'll get back to it. All right, industry is kicking in. What time is it? Okay. We can do this for a little over an hour, and then we will have to take a short break and then come back with Beyond Earth at that point. There we are. Power. Need a little bit more. Now, wind turbine on the water. Oh, yeah, look at that. They're getting the full 20 megawatts out here, which is great. Let's definitely get that going on. And it is connected to the power area. Fantastic. Now, the advanced turbines cost twice as much as the regular ones, but give you almost 3 times the power. The maintenance is exactly the same, so your overall upkeep between the normal turbine and the advanced turbine are the same, but it's a little cheaper to build, plus being able to build out at sea saves you some real estate. So that's really, really good. Let's go blow up some of these abandoned buildings. I think those are the commercial areas that don't have enough educated people. Now, let's take a look. How many people are eligible for their high school right now? 1,000. So it is time for us to put down the high school. We don't need the well-educated people yet, but it takes a while for people to get through the system and graduate. So we're going to start building that up. Yes, you know, costs money to put down. Yes, it's, you know, there's an upkeep cost, but we'll start it going. Yeah, so we keep having a problem with these commercial areas not having enough, like, elementary school educated people. So we do have students. People are going through the system, but there's not enough of them. We need a little bit more residential. So yeah, I am tempted to just build out here and see how that works. On the other hand, are they going to get reached by all the services? We can move these services to actually a middle area here, which might work out really, really well. So our block is, if we want to keep the symmetry going, let me pause because I'm almost certainly going to be destroying some of these power lines. They're 5 units long. Let's go ahead and do all that. Oh shit, we're out of money. And we've destroyed our power lines. Can I get a refund? Yes. Okay. Because they were just built, we are going to get those refunds. Don't want to go broke when your entire town no longer has any power. We can get rid of that connection. Okay, let's save up a little bit more. How does that sound? Yeah, we have a new city because we had a vote. People wanted a new city. Plus, I think, you know, I'm all about starts. Wait, is this industry? Oh, it just doesn't have any enough actual workers. Okay. So that's why we need the new residential zones. Actually, I can start filling these residential zones right now. They're going to be a little derpy. Oh, that's not residential. They're going to be a little bit derpy, but at least they'll provide some extra workers. They have to commute relatively far. We're going to get another residential zone over here as well. We will look at building a little bit of a forestry industry over here as well, too. Now, we don't have perfect coverage with everything. I think our fire department might be getting a little overworked. Technically, it can sort of reach everywhere, but I think there's just, at this point, too many fires to worry about. So, once we get some money, I think a fire department right over here will actually be an excellent, excellent place. Because it'll sort of cover the other side of the city. And once we get the forestry industry, like, we're clearly going to be growing in this general direction. Yeah, they've got a bit of a hardship getting their citizens. Do we not have some water coverage over here? We do not, so let's get that going. Power should be fine with that advanced turbine, although we're going to need some more of it really soon. And the last thing we want to do is run out of power, so that will be the next thing we build. We're making $3 grand a week, I guess, right now. I think it's per week. Bam. Get that down. Anywhere where I can get 20 megawatts, let's get that going. Big money, big money, big money. And yeah, still a lack of educated workers. Got to send more people to school. I don't think we can do the schooling policy. No, the education boost, which is really nice. It encourages people to go to school instead of working. But our schools are functioning. We even have the high school, not that we really need it, but the elementary school, we've got enough capacity. We've got decent coverage. We may want to end up building another one over here at some point once the city grows a bit more, but for now we're okay. Bit of a traffic congestion issue here, and that's why I was talking about, I think, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Or is it? Maybe. But I was talking about making some one-ways here, which I think might help some traffic flow. One way in here and out over here. I mean, traffic is fine. We don't have a problem yet, but that's what I'm reserving. Yeah, so just a bit of a worker problem as we're trying to bring everything in. Okay, we've stockpiled a bunch of money again. Let's finish this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to here, which means we get our lengths. Go and bulldoze that power, and that, and that, and that one, which now opens up those zones to be properly zoned, like this. Might be a bit of a complaint about some of the noise there. Now, I will run another power line, because right now it's not going to be connected, and I don't want to leave the city unconnected, but that will be decent. A bit of a flicker there. We have enough power overall, though. Yeah. Soon we'll need another one. Actually, before I do anything else, I will go ahead and get another turbine, because our city is growing right now. It will almost certainly want more power relatively soon. But then I'm definitely going to put down another fire department over at this end of town. So we should now have enough citizens, although this place here, the workers are still going to take a while to get there. We have some areas not covered by water. Let's go and do that right away. Like so. All right. Let's let it run for a little while and see what happens. Why didn't you make the one-way in the middle highway? Because we can't start with highway. We can't start with highway. Ooh, which actually reminds me, having this landfill here is really crappy. Because moving the landfill is a huge pain in the ass, because we have to empty it first. I'm going to want to go and set up another landfill right away. Here, right here. Like that. And I'm going to tell the other one to empty, actually. Because you can't build highway to start off with. So we probably will want to replace it with highway. That's sort of kind of part of the plan. But we couldn't start with highway. Unless you start with everything unlocked, which we didn't. Alright, traffic is flowing. And here, I think these are going to become one-ways. Tell you what, let's do that now. I don't actually know if it's going to help that much, now that I think about it, because even if it's a one-way, this one lane will still back up, unless this also becomes a two-way, or a one-way. Which, actually, no, I think that makes sense. Let's pause. That way it won't de-zone anything on us. One way from here, to there, to there, to there. And then over on this side, we'll do the opposite. We're going to go one way to there, to there, to there. Now, the downside of doing this is my police station and firehouse will now have a much harder time covering the left side of the screen. Which means, ultimately, we will probably want to move them. But, of course, we're going to want to move them when we replace this as a highway anyway.